Hi guys, my name's Cherry Leigh and welcome to the Babestation Show, and today we are going to be playing Ick or Stick. They are a 10, but they trip over all the time. I'm like, is this an ick? I feel like, I don't know, it depends. If they're really like clumsy about it and they're really like, you know, it just seems like you haven't got your shit together, then it's an ick. But I mean, I don't think I'd notice that like so much. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, you're tripping over for the 10th time today. I think I'd just be like, okay. I'm gonna go with ick. They're a 10, but they run for the bus. This is hands down an ick. Why are you running for a bus? Why are you getting on a bus? Think better. Do better. Do better. They're a 10, but they are naturally flirty with everyone. I want to say this is an ick so bad, but also that's like my type. Someone who's like that person and just knows that they can like schmooze at anyone they want. So I'm just gonna say it's not an ick, even though it should be. They're a 10, but they have a tattoo of their ex's name. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I feel like it's like, why would you even do that in the first place? Why would you? It's not even the fact it's like, oh, you can get it removed. No, why did you do that? It shows that you just don't make good life choices. So I can't be around you. Ick. They're a 10, but they listen to alpha male podcasts. Oh my God. I think, oh my God, especially when they start, and it's always the ones that just live with their mum and they like don't have a car and they don't have like anything, and they're like, oh my God, yeah, but I do trading and I'm gonna trade so hard. So it's a bit like, oh dear. Yeah, definitely an ick. Obviously, yeah, I think it's just really any toxic podcast, you know, I just think people shouldn't like recognize when things are toxic, when you shouldn't like be listening to certain ways of thinking, because it's obvious. But if you're like feeding into it, it's a bit of a tell. You need to stay away from that person. Okay? Ick. Oh, they're a 10, but they run up the stairs on all fours. I'm like, oh, absolutely not. It's giving, I'm a child. It's giving, I am so immature. I get ew, especially to forget yourself and do it in front of someone. I can't see that. I couldn't see that. I would finish you. I'd finish you there and then it'd be it. They're a 10, but they're really into model trains. I think we're all allowed to like what we like, you know? I say, like, everyone should just have their little thing. As long as you're not hurting someone, you're good. But however, if I was seeing, I think though, you can just imagine the type of person that's really into model trains. So I don't think that's me. I think, yeah, it's definitely something I would be like, oh no, then. Not into that. But then, I don't know, I think it is just a bit maybe harsh to be like, you have a model train, I'm never gonna date you, but because they may be a really nice person, you may be really good looking and you really might like them, but I can't imagine my type of person that I would go for being really into model trains. I mean, it's also like being, if they're really into like action figures, I put it in like that sort of box, I suppose, and I'm like, it's like, oh, okay. This is what you do in your spare time? Okay. It's like, okay. I'm not going to sit there and play trains with you, you know what I mean? I'm not. If that was us, I'd leave. I'd be like, no. No way. So it's an ick. Unfortunately, for me, it is. There are times that they don't wash their hands in the bathroom. Gentlemen, please wash your hands in the bathroom. I feel like I'm such an OCD person. So that's an immediate, anything personal hygiene is a just straight up ick. Like, do not play with your personal hygiene. It's gross. And you're gonna touch my hand? You're gonna touch my hand with your dirty bathroom finger? No, ick. So they are a 10, but they are 4 foot. I think I'm a really short person, so my rule of thumb, because I don't even like care too much about height, as long as you're, you know, not shorter than me. As soon as you're shorter than me, then it's a bit like, I'm really short, so that's maybe a little bit too short. I like a guy that's maybe even just my height or just a little bit above my height. I think that's like cute. I don't really necessarily like guys that are really super tall. I don't really feed into that, but yeah, 4 foot might be just a little bit too short for me, unfortunately. I'm so sorry, short kings. I'm 5'3", or 5'2.5" apparently, but 5'3" I say. So yeah, it's like, I'm really short. So it's a bit, just a little bit too much. I'm like, I hate to say it as well, because I feel like so many people are like, oh my, the short kings, but it is what it is. Most of you guys probably don't like women over 6 foot tall either, so come on, let's be realistic. They're a 10, but they're addicted to porn. It's giving very bad energy if you're addicted to porn, because yeah, it just says a lot as a person, but it's just like, you can imagine that type of person. They're not going to be a good partner, are they, if they're addicted to porn? Because it's like being addicted to video gaming or anything like that. They're not going to be able to pay attention to you. Immediate ick, unfortunately. I think, yeah. As well, I think sometimes guys who are really addicted to porn, it's like they're living their own little world within the internet, and that's where the addiction, I think, grows. I don't really know too much, but I just think that's sort of like it, and it's sort of similar maybe with people who are really addicted to gaming. It's like that's like it for them. So yeah, ick. They are a 10, but they whimper in their sleep. I mean, this is fine. This is fine. This is kind of cute. I mean, it's annoying to a certain degree if you're constantly doing it. It's a bit annoying, because I feel like a whimper is different than like guys I know that have been and they're like jolt out, and but it's so dramatic. So I don't know, I'm like, not an ick. It's not that bad, but yeah, it's better than snoring. They are a 10, but they have bad breath. No. Immediate ick. I think something that you straight away as well, like you could be so good looking and smell amazing, as soon as you go to talk to me and I smell that, I'm like, no, please. Like, save me from this man, please. So yeah, immediate ick. Again, with the hygiene, please guys, just brush your teeth, a bit of mouthwash, some chewing gum, keep some chewing gum on you. It's not hard. It's hard. They are a 10, but they leave their toenail clippings out. It's giving like I've never had to make my bed in my life as well. Like, just be considerate. That's kind of gross. But then also, oh no, it's just very gross. Ick. Again, with the hygiene thing, like leaving your toenail clippings, gross. It's selfish. It's like, ew. But then, yeah, I'm like, if people do that though, and then they leave the beard trimmings on the sink and stuff, I'm like, all that stuff, I'm like, ew. Just clean it away. I mean, girls are just as bad though when we're brushing our hair and it gets everywhere, but I feel like toenail clippings specifically are very gross. So, no, ick. They are a 10, but they are scared of dogs. What do you mean you're scared of dogs? Like, that's terrible. If you're scared of, I have a lot of dogs and I'm such a dog person. I'm such an animal person, but I'm such a dog person. If you're scared of dogs, it's like, grow up. Like, literally grow up. There's no reason to be scared of dogs. Unless it's like a giant, I don't even know, like a giant dog that's like running towards you, then yes, be scared. But like, I've seen guys that be scared of my little poodle or my little sausage dog, and they're like, oh my God. I'm like, ew, like, what are you doing? Like, control yourself. Innit? Like, God, I'm fucked if we ever got in a situation where I'm being attacked by a dog. You meant to be the man and protect me. You can't. They're a 10, but they can't ride a bike. I don't think I've ever met a man that couldn't ride a bike. I don't think I have. That's super crazy. Because it's like such an easy thing to do. I feel like, because as well, I can ride, like, I feel like most people should be able to just ride a bike, especially if you're a grown adult and you like, just get on, just pedal the fucking pedals. But if you can't, it's a bit just like, oh, I don't like seeing people as like, or my partner anyway, as like not being capable of simple tasks. So, you know, I'm like, oh, that is a bit of an ick. I would go home and complain to my mum about that if I went on a date and they couldn't ride the bike. They're 10, but they smoke. Oh my God, it's so scandalous, smoking. I mean, I don't care. It is a bit like smoking cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes, so, you know, but I don't really care too much. It wouldn't be like a huge deal breaker or an ick per se. I'd just be a bit like, oh, when he's smoking or goes to kiss me and obviously got that ashy smell. It's just a little, but then that's not as bad as like bad breath, you know what I mean? I just think ashy smell is a bit different. It's not obviously great, but it's just a bit like, ugh. But it's something most people do. So I guess I don't really care too much. I don't care. Not an ick. So I basically went on this date with this guy. It was sort of I'm not like a dater. I really hate meeting new people, but I'm the type of person when I'm out, I'm like, oh my God, I love this. I'm glad I come out, but I hate getting out. So I make myself go on this date with this guy, and I get there, and he's just like a bit small. He's a bit small, and like that was fine. I mean, like he wasn't shorter than me than anything, so I was like, oh my God, cool. Like he just looked a bit different in his photos, so I was a bit shook from that, and sort of got past it. And he seemed just really quiet and really shy. And like sort of fast forward, we have a nice dinner, and he sort of goes to drop me home, and like he looks like he grabs my hand and like goes to like hold my hand, and I'm looking at his hand, and in that moment I literally said in my head, I was like, oh, his hands are so small. And he turns to me and goes, your hand's so dainty and lovely. I was like, I literally am looking at my hand, which is so big compared to his, because he was just like a frail, I don't even know how to explain it. He was just like a fine person is the only way I can explain it, like fine boned. And he literally just was like, oh, your hand's so fragile. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, oh my God, cool. And then I think, yeah, that was, but it was, I have so many, but that was like one recent one that I was literally like, oh my God. And I guess like another one is just, guys, like if you, actually, wait, hang on, I can't say that one. I actually can't.